right, now we need to decide what type of divorce we have. And I'm a visual person, so I'm going to share screen so you can see the types of divorce. And it will depend which form, how you fill out the petition package. All right. So here's an explanation for the type of divorce form. It's on the form FL 107. The petition is the person who files first, fills out the form petition, FL 100, FL 110, and if there are children in a relationship, we have 105. It doesn't say here, however, how to fill out FL 110 in different scenarios. And that's why I'll explain it in a sec. Serve the forms. So I will have a separate video about service and how to fill out proof of service form. But just so you know, once you fill it out, the package, you need to have someone older than 18 or process server deliver the paper personally to the other side. And in amicable cases, it can be mailed to the other side, assuming they will file another form called FL 117. All right, this will be a separate video. Financial disclosure, both of you at the same time as step 1 within 60 days from filing the petition, you as a petitioner have to serve the other side declaration of disclosures, which is a form FL 140 that we're going to go into, FL 150, FL 142, or FL 160. I like the form FL 142 better because I'm dealing with these forms all the time and they're better structured. And all tax returns filed by the party filed by the party in the 2 years. So it has to be state tax return, federal tax return. These disclosure documents are not filed with the court. Of course not, because there's a lot of confidential information, but if you file for spousal support and attorney's fees, you would need to file it and seal it. It's a different process. So if the respondent, the other side, files a response, FL 120, he or she must also complete and serve the same disclosure documents to the petitioner within 60 days of filing the response. The 60-day time frame for serving the disclosure may be changed by written agreement between the parties and court order. I have cases where people don't serve each other anything for a year. Nobody's going to chase you after these papers unless one or the other spouse will start asking for it. So it's not a misdemeanor. It's not but it's a guideline. So if you want to move the divorce faster, then of course you fill it out faster. The petitioner respondent for each file declaration regarding service of these disclosures, which is a form FL 141. So you don't file any financial documents, but you file this form to say we served each other. So each of you files that 141. Say what date and how you were served, which I'll go into how to fill that form out as well. So the reason for this video is here. It's actually not the finish for divorce. It's just the starting point of a divorce. Because if you have a default, so let's see how it says. You file for petition and then respondent does not file a response called default, meaning respondent has to file within 30 days response in order for to make it an uncontested divorce. But if you want to have it one-sided, which I never recommend because it creates all kinds of problems and clerks don't like to, and judges divide assets without the other person's participation. But if the other side is not willing to participate, then we have it here. No response and no written agreement. So petitioner waits 30 days after step 2 is complete and prepares a proposed judgment, form FL 180, together with other forms. See true default. What it doesn't say here, though, that the judgment has to mirror the petition package. So your petition package should include the financial forms saying, what are you going to get? Meaning, for example, if you want all of your bank accounts to be assigned to you, the car, anything in your name, then you need to list those items. You don't need to state the whole bank account number, but just the last 4 digits. For example, Chase checking ending 1234 assigned to me, and list those items. And then prepare the judgment package. Judgment package will be a separate video, of course. But if the other side didn't file a response, but you have a written agreement, which is marital settlement agreement, then you attach that agreement to this form. See default with written agreement. Now, if the other side files for a response and written agreement, then this is the best case. Then you fill out another form. So at the end of this course, you will see how to fill out judgment package for different scenarios. And then response and no agreement, then you go to trial. So this is not the course that's gonna because if you don't have an agreement and you don't agree, then it goes to trial. But then this whole course is about how to divorce when you at least either one-sided or you have an agreement, don't have an agreement, but you don't go to trial because you want to finish your divorce. Okay, so important notices. The earliest you can divorce is 6 months and 1 day from one of these 3 dates, whichever occurs first. Number 1, the date respondent was served with the summons and petition. So basically it's called cooling off period, 6 months and 1 day from the time you serve the other side. Number 2, the date the response was filed. And number 3, the date appearance stipulation and waivers was filed. So I would always pick the date number 1 because it's the soonest date when you serve them. That's when we count. If you need court orders for child support, spousal support, and restraining orders and other issues, Form FL 300. For domestic violence, we're going to have another video about forms for domestic violence. It's not FL 300. Annulments, also in the video about how to fill out petition package. Okay, you must keep the court and the other side informed of any change in your mailing address. So if you have a change in the mailing address, you need to file something with the court to inform that. And to file and serve notice of change of address is Form MC-040. So you just Google that form, download it, fill it out, file it, because when you get a final judgment, it will go to your old address unless you notify everyone that you moved. Okay, so this is more applicable for domestic partnership. I suggest to read that, and this is the form. I'm not going to go into it, how to get self-help. Okay, so this video summary shows that there are 2 types of divorce. Default, when the other side doesn't respond, and uncontested. Why is it important? Because it will depend how to initiate the forms. So if it's a default, then you need to fill out way more information in the first place. If it's uncontested, if you both are going to sign written agreement or don't sign written agreement, it's okay to say to be determined in the initial package. Okay, so let's go with it and end this video for now.